Hi there, my name is Stephanie and I'm a student calling on behalf of the University of Western Ontario. I'm calling for a couple of reasons tonight. How are you this afternoon?
I started working here because I needed a summer job and because I knew that I had, the skills to get the job done, and because I like working in a call center environment. It's really low stress and something that I like doing. I like talking to people.
So I was looking for a job, hopefully on campus, so I could just come right after my class and come here. So the call center fit all those descriptions, and I get to work with my friend and a lot of other young people, and I get to bike to work, which is pretty sweet.
I guess the first day is kind of scary because, I talk to people all the time in real life, but you never know what it's going to be like to have this giant headset on over your face and all of a sudden be talking to someone who's never met you before, and it is weird. I guess you think it's going to be more impromptu, and at first it's not. You're reading right off what you think, and so you get kind of nervous and stuttery, which that's not really my personality, so it's kind of strange to see how I reacted that way.
Some people just aren't cut out to do this. You're asking people for money. That's hard. It's uncomfortable sometimes, especially with some of the stories they'll hear. So not everyone can do it.
I guess it takes a certain kind of person that's willing to listen to other people's bull on the phone.
The students here are really personable on the phone. It's a hard job, and a lot of people tend to come in and just do their job and leave and don't care that much, or sound like a bit of a robot on the phone at different call centers.
People don't want to sit and listen to you talk like this for an entire phone call.
It is a high turnover rate. There's sometimes you're like, hey, I wonder if that person even works here anymore and whatnot, but it's understandable. Would you want to sit calling alum at 6 till 9 at night, on a Thursday night when you could be pre-drinking for the bar?
Traditionally, call centers have really high turnover rates for a lot of reasons. One of them being their students. That was one of the main things we find is people think, oh, I can have a part-time job and go to school at the same time. It's not so easy. I could barely do it when I worked here.
When you're calling from Western, people aren't as rude because they're alum and they're like, oh, hi, Western, and they want to give money.
You get a chance to talk to a lot of different people, and there's definitely a lot of nice, fun, easygoing alum that you get on the phone, but then you might get someone who is completely crazy or is at a bar and talking to you, because people give out their cell phone numbers to the university to call, and there's always those how are you going to get out of that situation? What is the best thing to do when you do get a hold of someone who is not where you need to call them or super evil mean? There's a lot of people who aren't very nice as well. And
I call reunion seniors and seniors in general, so they like the way I sound on the phone apparently. I don't know. I'm good with the old people.
Well, a typical call, the person will not be home. So you'll just be like, thank you, I'll call back at a better time. Or another typical call is you'll be almost positive that it is the person on the phone, but they'll still say that the person's not home.
There's a staff of probably, in the summer, about 15 or so people doing about 60 attempts per hour, and they're here for about 3 hours. So
I actually got a guy who gave $125 a month, so it was $1,500. And when you get $1,500, you get a cookie. Anything over $500.
There's people that have gotten $2,500 pledges, but I guess the smaller ones do add up as well. Still waiting to get a big one for sure.
we raised just over $1 million last year for Western.